And go.
What's up, fight fans? Welcome to another edition of Split Decision MMA, your weekly MMA podcast, brought to you here from 209 Modesto, California. Bringing you all the news, rumors, form readings, fight predictions, recaps, everything that is the wide world of mixed martial arts.
And this week, local news.
Local news. We're coming to you live, as always, from the SynCal studios here inside SynCal Industries. SynCal, home for all your piercing, tattoo, smoking accessory, and vinyl sticker needs. Make sure you come and check that out. Come stop by, visit the studio here on McHenry Avenue in Modesto. And Split Decision is brought to you by HealthLabs.com. HealthLabs.com providing you fast, private, and affordable blood work. For all you MMA fighters out there, it's as low as $79. All you need to do is order your test, choose one of the local 4,500 local accredited labs, get your results in 24 to 72 hours. There are no appointments needed. There is no insurance needed, no copay, no hidden fees. It is that easy. It is just fast, affordable blood work at HealthLabs.com, HealthLabs.com. Let's jump into the show this week. Not a whole lot of news going on. There is a couple things going on because we do have a big fight, UFC 248, which is going down this weekend.
You think it does? You think it does that good? I don't know. You
don't think that card's good?
I'm just saying.
Get the fuck out.
Okay, all right.
I'm leaving. It is a great card, man.
Okay.
It is a great. At least the two main events are really great. There's some undercard fights that I'm a little excited about. We'll get to those here in a minute. Let's start off with some happy news. Happy news. Mana Nunes, Nina Ansaroff are pregnant.
I'm confused.
They are having a baby. How about that?
I know.
Is that better?
Yeah.
They are having a baby.
How?
They announced by social media.
No, I know. It's 2020. I know how it works.
They announced it. They're saying that Regan and
Nunes
will be here mid-September, and they are so excited and can't wait to meet her. You can check those out on Instagram. You can see the little dress they got picked out for her. So congratulations to the champ and Nina Ansaroff having a baby.
Having a baby. All
having
right.
a baby.
Good for them, man.
Good for them. We've been talking lately about Diego Sanchez, his resurgence of his career of sorts, as well as his new life coach, breathing coach, health coach, best friend, manager, whatever else you want to throw in there. There have been a lot of things that have been commented on. I will not mention all those things. But anyway, we will say Josh Fabia, as we were talking about with the School of Self-Awareness, and how Diego is pretty much his main client.
But are they self-aware?
I don't know if they are or not. They have been going on now a podcast and or news kind of tour. Obviously, a lot of people have a lot of questions about how things are on. They were on the Luke Thomas show. You could check that out up on YouTube. Another great podcast.
Slow week, huh?
You can check that out. What? Because I'm shouting out other podcasts?
No. I mean that Luke Thomas had those two on there.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Man, calm down. You know what?
I think
Do you need a hug? Do we need a hug?
I think he's just as curious as everybody else. They were also on the Schmo's podcast.
No, I see that. I mean, the Schmo's working his way up. But I mean, Luke Thomas is pretty established. Why would you have two crazy people on your podcast?
Whoa.
What?
We don't know if they're fully crazy. You can't. I mean,
in my opinion,
they're crazy.
In my opinion,
they're fucking batshit crazy. In my opinion, every interview so far I've heard from Diego Sanchez,
and that's not.
He
a bad
sounded
thing.
like he was taking some sort of substance.
No, but I'm okay. See, now you're going.
I said on my opinion.
That's your opinion.
It sounded that way.
See,
and maybe he just needs to collect his thoughts a little bit more. He's put on the spot. I don't know. It just sounded like Diego.
In our circle of people, we have a shit ton of crazy people.
Diego seemed a little
being crazy
out of
is not a bad thing.
Now, recently we had talked about how Emil Meek jumped into the octagon with him and was being chased around with a knife. He had talked about that.
Right.
He kind of did. Apparently, this was at...
if you can dodge a wrench.
Yeah. Apparently, this is at the Performance Center, I guess is where this happened. And he saw them getting ready to warm up. He asked to join to kind of see what Diego was doing and what he was into.
Mind if I get in here?
Yeah, and see how this works. And,
mind if I play through?
Yeah. And then, of course, he goes, look, I went in full awareness mode, full in this 100%. I was going to listen to them.
Full something.
But man, it was the craziest shit I've ever done. At some point, he was chasing us around in the locked cage with a real blade. Now, of course, you got Josh Fabia going on a podcast saying that is not true. I have video evidence. I never locked the cage. And it was part of this movement drill. We also did, survival drills called Shark Tank, where basically, you start in a disadvantage and you have to try to get your way out of it. There was other things
like sharks and minnows in the water.
We had this whole thing that was going on. It wasn't just me chasing him with a knife. Like, he's trying to disparage me. He's trying to knock down my training methods and all this stuff. Emil Meek's like, hey, wait a minute. I'm not on a spearing campaign against you. even with that one comment, I will tell you that we did 100 forward rolls. We wrestled with a rope. We did 4 minutes of Shark Tank. It was a whole 2-hour session. I'm pretty sure we did about an hour of knives.
He said, and we played touch butt for an hour
Yeah.
with knives and sticks.
So if you get a chance, maybe you could decipher more of what Josh Fabia is trying to say on the Schmo's podcast, or even listen to the Luke Thomas one. I was trying to follow along. I was like trying to take notes. I have no idea what he was talking about. I feel like that moment in Billy Madison where the guy was like, in no way in any part of your incoherent rambling was there any answer or some sort of the truth. We are all now dumber by having listened to you. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. Like, I feel like somebody needs it. Like,
I'm never getting that time back.
I'm not. Like, I tried. Like, he was talking about how he was like, they were asking him about his credentials, and he kind of jumps around it, doesn't really want to talk about it. You know, I worked for the government. There's Olympic athletes out there that'll tell you that I'm a great coach. I haven't had anybody come forward yet. Maybe there will. It's possible. I just know I haven't seen anything that's out there yet of other people besides Diego Sanchez that has come out and said that this guy is the man and he is going to change. You know, he changed my career. He talked about how he went to, I think, Dayton, high school up in Oregon, and was under one of the winningest coaches in Oregon, and how he learned from him and all. Again, every search on the internet that I've tried to do of him or his background
pertaining to the information that you were given,
that I was given, yields no results. So
what's that tell you?
I don't know, man. I don't know what it says.
He's an enigma. The government has scrubbed his very existence.
Going in with Emil says, you know, I think the problem is
Eddie Bravo knows,
and has always been. He's always out there doing all this crazy shit, and he's always been able to supplement it with his MMA training. He's talking about Diego Sanchez, but because he's been a hard worker, now he's stepping away from that, and he's just doing the crazy stuff. I just don't think it's going to do well in the UFC with just the crazy stuff training.
And they're sticking with the specific sort of rambling about you're just trying to smear me.
Yeah,
they're just trying to smear me.
It seemed like the 2 podcasts, he was very upset that people were not giving him enough credit as a coach, and were not giving him enough to. They weren't saying, you know, he's like, I don't understand why nobody's talking about how he's breathing better, how the scars in his face are disappearing because I worked on them, and all. Like, I don't think anybody knows any of those things. It's just very strange.
But it's just things that nobody ever brings up anyway. Right? You know, it's not like, you know, hey, we noticed those scars on your face are looking a lot better. I've said no one in an interview ever. Right? I don't know, man.
Yeah, I have no idea. Anyway, if you get a chance to listen to those, please let us know what you think, and let us know maybe you can pull some more information out of it that I couldn't. Moving on from there, we had Dana White was recently in an interview. Actually, I believe this was the media scrum for UFC 248 when they were talking about Adesanya and future opponents. Obviously, we know Paulo Costa was going to be one of those opponents for this. And
heavy on the was gonna.
Well, he couldn't get medically cleared.
Right.
But apparently, he's like, look, I respect that this guy wants to fight, and I'm ready. No, you're not. You can't keep just saying, I'm ready. And you're not a doctor. He's like, and then you get some guy who's his buddy to say he's okay. That's not how this works. Apparently, Paulo Costa sent relatively a fake doctor to Dana White to say, oh, he's ready. He's ready to fight. It's okay.
Right.
I don't know how any of that would work.
Let me just tell you about regulations. So a place that I know, okay, so they wanted a permit for a specific thing that there is no permit for. Mm-hmm. And they kept on about we need the permit. So the man literally went online, got something that looked like a permit, filled out all his information, printed that permit he made up, gave it to that regulatory committee, and they took it.
All right.
So I'm just saying, it happens.
It happens. But Dana White is not the one that's like, wait, is this real doctor? You're not a real doctor.
But do you feel, had they not put the doctor forward, but just given the paperwork, they might have got away with it?
Here's a piece of paper that says I'm medically cleared.
Right.
They're still going to look at who's medically clearing you.
But I mean, I think they would have had a better chance than having this guy. He's like, okay, point out the larynx on this. He's like, you got me. I'm not even a real doctor.
Dang it. Just point at random parts.
He points at the penis.
This is where he has his larynx. Paulo Costa is a special individual.
That's why his cardio is so good.
Don't use fake doctors. That's all I'm saying. Use healthlabs.com. Real doctors.
Real doctors. But I'm guessing that a real doctor wouldn't clear him.
No, probably not.
So that's why.
Let's get into some recaps. That is about it for the news, other than we will get into the back and forth that is going on with Adesanya and Yoel Romero, and of course, Weili Zhang against Joanna Jędrzejczyk and all the trash talk when we get into that. But let's recap UFC Fight Night, Benavidez versus Figueiredo. UFC Fight Night 169, UFC Fight Night, UFC on ESPN Plus 27. This happened last weekend. This was in Norfolk, Virginia. What did you think of the overall? What was your overall takeaway from this card? Were you entertained? Did you like?
Yes.
You were good?
Yeah. It was heavy with finishes.
Yeah, heavy with finishes.
which is good in my book.
I think out of, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 fights on the card. You had 4 decisions.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good ratio.
Yeah, it's a great card.
Pretty
I don't
good
think
ratio.
I don't think that it was really uneven. I think a lot of the
matchups
overall
are good. Matchups
for
are good.
overall, and you can't say free anymore because we all had to pay at least $6 to watch this. But yeah, I mean.
Let's jump out of that main card there. You had Grant Dawson getting the win over Derek Minor.
I still don't understand the time thing because I thought it was going to happen much earlier, and then it was a watchable time for us, you know?
Yeah, I ended up watching it on replay.
Oh, did you?
I
Okay.
didn't get a chance to watch it live. Megan Anderson got the big win over Norma von Dumont Viana, and she is calling for a title shot. What do you think about Megan Anderson? I know this is something you were looking at, saying that she needed to make a splash in this division.
And she
that
did.
She's kind of fallen flat a little bit. She has been doing well, but just not as dominant as I think others have made her out to be when we first heard her name.
I don't know. I'm at the same place with her as I am with Aspen Ladd. Yes, you finally had the big strong fight that we were waiting for, but can you do it again? Mm-hmm. You know, I'll start being the rebel rouser behind these people when we get 2 or 3 consistent fights like that.
This is 2 first-round finishes. 2 first-round finishes.
Yeah, but the other one was, what was the other one?
Triangle choke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 2 first-round finishes. Anyway, Magmadov Ankalev gets the win over Ayan Kudabala. And then you got Felicia Spencer over Zahira Fahim dos Santos.
So now that's what I'm at. I want to know, because now they're saying Felicia Spencer.
Yeah, I saw that as well, that may be getting the next title shot.
So you think she's ready for Nunes?
Let's see what we got here. She only has the 1 loss on her record, and that was in Cyborg, and that was a decision. So otherwise, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Or have Felicia and Megan battle it out.
Oh, yeah. Well, but she's already lost to Megan, or she already beat Megan. So
then there you go. That's why. There you go. Felicia Spencer's up next. Right. And then you got Davison Figueiredo gets the win over Joseph Benavidez. TKO round 2. Is not eligible for the title. However, he says, I knocked out the number 1 guy. I am the champion.
No, he's not. This is the first time that a belt's ever been defended from a couch. Did you see Cejudo put that out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Henry Cejudo still holding on to that belt.
He defended his belt from his couch.
Technically can't be stripped, right? If
eating Cheetos.
If no one else is eligible to win, I mean, I don't know.
And that should be in his wiki, too.
Do you think they shut down the featherweight division? I mean, obviously, you got the guy who's the champ, who couldn't make weight, is not the champ. Do they shut that? I mean, they've been talking about this for a long time. Is this?
I don't think you get rid of it, man.
Flyweight division.
So you're just gonna get we're just gonna get rid of all these fighters?
No, most of these flyweight guys can fight at 135.
But
I mean, they're on the lower end, obviously, of the weight spectrum. But for the most part, they do fight at 135.
We already have enough regular 135ers who are 145ers who cut down to 135. You know,
it's interesting. We'll end up seeing what's happening. I don't know if this figured it. I mean, obviously you got Cejudo supposed to come back and defend his.
I think we're going to end up with the same thing
defending against Jose Aldo, right? So he's not going to be defending the flyweight anytime soon, but he is defending the bantam.
But I just think if you get rid of that class, we're going to end up with this bottleneck like we have between 155 and 185. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, there is a 170-pound division.
Yeah, but we want the 165.
We do, yeah. There are people that are asking for that in between. I can understand that, where there's more fighters than there are weights for them to fight at.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Overall, I thought it was a really good card. I was entertained by it. Like I said, I watched it on the replay. Obviously, lots of finishes, especially on the main event. You had all finishes.
How'd you feel Joe was doing before he got knocked out?
I don't know.
Mediocre?
Yeah. I didn't see the pressure from him like I usually do. I don't know if it was too much time off.
He seemed the way he talked after.
He seemed focused, but
the way he talked after, he's like, I really got ready for this one. And I was like, I didn't.
But it didn't show, or unless you know, Davison was just looking that good, even though he's a little overweight. He started strong. He was fiery, like a heater.
Yeah, he was real fiery. So, and again, we're not in that ring, so we don't know.
No idea.
No idea what's going on.
We do have obviously 2 fights to talk about coming up this weekend. The first one is Phoenix Series 3 by Invicta. This is going on with their big tournament that they do. This is a bantamweight tournament for the Invicta Bantamweight Championship. You do have on this card Lisa Varosa going up against Julia Stoliarenko. So that's going to be your main event. That is for the title, the bantamweight tournament. We will have one winner from that bantamweight tournament. These girls fight multiple times in that night. And then I believe that immediately sets them up. They are the number 1 contender for the bantamweight title in Invicta. Make sure you check that out. This is going to be live on Fight Pass, right? We got Invicta still on Fight Pass. You can check that out. So make sure you are subscribing to Fight Pass and checking out all the fights that are in there. And then we have the big card to talk about, UFC 248. This is UFC Adesanya versus Romero, UFC Las Vegas. I mean, since you like to add cities to everything.
No, that's just how the hashtags go. It's not me, bro. Not just me.
It's only when it's a non-numbered event, right?
Right.
Only when it's a non-numbered event. All right, so let's get on ESPN Plus. Make sure, remember when you signed up for ESPN Plus, just so that you can buy this pay-per-view, which you should have already done, seeing that there have been some big cards to talk about, we can start off with ESPN Plus prelims. This is bantamweight, Dana Batgarel going against Guido Canetti. You got Giga Chikadez going against Yamil Emers, and Emily Whitmire going up against Polyana Viana. Again, this is all on ESPN Plus. Any of those stand out to you that you like to break down even a little bit further?
Just the Alex Oliveira and Max Griffin fight. I think that's going to be a battle.
Wait, where's that at?
What?
What? We're not even there yet. I'm talking about the prelims.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I know you're clicking stuff. Doing your producer job.
Sorry. I thought we were already on the main card.
Jumping on to ESPN. Still in the prelims.
Okay.
This is on big
All
ESPN. Right. Regular ass ESPN. You can check this out as long as you have a sports package. You got Gerard Meerschaert going up against Darren Wynn. Rodolfo Vieira going up against Saparik Safarov. That is going to be a hell of a fight. I'll tell you that right now. Vieira is a beast on the ground.
Yeah.
Safarov, though, however, is a sambo specialist. He definitely likes to bang and try to keep his standing.
Somebody else was talking about...
If it goes to the ground, though, Vieira, I definitely got Vieira in this fight.
Yeah, somebody's talking about Safarov earlier today,
yeah.
And I drew a complete blank.
And then you got Mark Madsen going against Austin Hubbard. Again, another fight that I think is going to be a really good fight. I want to say, I read somewhere, Mark Madsen is a silver medalist in wrestling. There he is. Look at that. Boom. Silver medalist in wrestling.
There you go.
So this should be a good fight, a barn burner. Check out that fight. Again,
you ain't first, you're last.
ESPN. And then, of course, you got Sean O'Malley coming back and fighting Jose Alberto Quinones. This is going down all on ESPN before we get into the pay-per-view.
I'm taking Quinones.
All right. You don't like good old Sean O'Malley?
No, I like Sean O'Malley, but I think Quinones is going to come out real hot. And
I'm saying Disco Stew, man. I'm going Disco Sean.
Are you?
With this.
Are you?
Have you seen him look like Disco Stew?
Yeah, did you see Helwani touching his hair?
Yeah.
And he's like, cool, man. It's
so fluffy.
It's good.
On your main card, on pay-per-view. So make sure you sign up to ESPN Plus first. Allows you to buy the pay-per-view. Buy the pay-per-view. Check this out. Welterweight starting off, Alex Oliveira, Max Griffin. The fight Dennis was so excited about.
I am.
He forgot what we were talking about earlier.
No. I didn't know where you were yet. I'm sorry.
It's going to be a great fight. I am excited for the Alex Oliveira Max Griffin fight. Neil Magny going against Li Jingliang. You got Benel Del Rouge going up against Drakkar Klose.
Yeah, this whole main card is awesome.
And earlier, you were trying to tell me that this wasn't going to be a good card.
The overall card, I don't think it's...
But the main event.
The
main five.
Yeah.
The main five is enough to buy it for me.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
In your co-main event, women's strawweight champion, Weili Zhang going up against former champion Joanna Jędrzejczyk. This has been going back and forth between the two of these girls now for a while. Both these girls do not like each other. We have a little bit of going on back and forth on Twitter, a little bit going back and forth at the actual weigh-ins, a little bit going back and forth in the media. Joanna believes that Weili is overconfident and does not carry herself like a champion. I don't understand why she says that. She says
if anybody knows about being overconfident and not being able to carry themselves like a champion, It would be JJ.
She says that she sees a scared little girl inside of her and that she is going to make her quit and beg her to stop. She is
The same thing she said about Thug.
to her fans. A little bit of controversy arose when Joanna posted a fan poster of Joanna wearing a gas mask standing next to Weili, and they're basically saying this is how you're going to have to fight her due to the coronavirus. Obviously, Weili is a first Chinese champion, making light of the coronavirus that's happening out there, actually worldwide, but in China, obviously, very specifically. Weili was very upset with this talk and joke, saying this is not a joke to me, and this is just obviously different cultures, that in China, we don't joke about other people's misfortune. We do make jokes. There are things that are there, but we don't do about misfortune. That's not something that we do. Later at the open workouts, there were Polish fans holding a Polish flag, or maybe just Joanna fans holding a Polish flag at the end of her workout area, chanting coronavirus multiple times at her. UFC personnel did step in and tell them to stop or get kicked out. Weili instead decided that she would handle it on her own, and while doing some rolls, decided to flip the fans off. Joanna got footage of her flipping off the Polish fans and felt that she was disrespecting fans and Poland. Hearing the audio.
But joking about the death of people in China,
right.
that's totally okay.
Right. Well, she tried to come back and say, I never joked about the deaths. I was, and obviously that the gas mask poster on her social media was deleted very quickly.
Yeah, and I know I said you would crumble like the Twin Towers, but I didn't even mean to make light of the 5,000 people that died. Yeah, open mouth, insert foot.
So after last week's weigh-in issues we had with Figueiredo, on that card, they reached out to Weili and said, do you have any issues with, are you worried about Joanna making weight, who struggled making weight in the past, as we know? She says, yes, I do think it is an issue that quite possibly she won't make weight due to the plastic surgery that she's had. Bringing that back into account that many people have mentioned before.
Titties!
And Dana White, I feel, threw a little shade towards Joanna, the former champion, where he said that, Joanna's all about that beach life now. If you see all her social media posts.
Why is he mad?
She seems to be about this is what he says. He goes, to me right now, the difference is she's all about that beach life right now, and all those social media posts where anything that Weili posts is nothing but hardcore training.
Right. But that's also where she's from, and that's what she's about.
Right, exactly.
That's all they know.
Yeah, social media doesn't really tell you a whole lot. It tells you what you want people to believe, right?
Right.
So in this fight,
if you're somebody that posts to it all the time or something, I guess.
In this fight, we have Joanna Jędrzejczyk and Wayne Zhang. Who are you taking in this fight? Are you taking the former champion, Joanna Jędrzejczyk? Does she look determined? Does she look like she's ready? Or you got, this silent killer?
Nah, I'm going Zhang.
Yeah, she just looks...
just more serious, more focused about the fight. And at this point,
she's got
karma on her side.
She only has 4 fights in the UFC. However, she is 20-1. She is a former KFL fighter and champion there. She has fought many times, and she is just absolutely brutal, man. I think this is going to be a great fight. Both are going to be in a stand-up war.
Because remember, we thought nobody was going to beat Joanna for a while.
For a little while, yeah. Doug Rose showed that you can break her down and you can take her out of her element.
You just have to find that spot. Find that spot.
And, of course, your main event, Israel, the stylebender Adesanya, going up against Yoel Romero. Yoel Romero gave everybody a very, very big scare because he was the last one to come in and make weight. He came in exactly at 185. It was very, very close, I guess, to the bell. Someone had reported somewhere on the forums or somewhere he was 3 pounds over and had a couple hours to make the weight, right? I think we read that somewhere, and I haven't been able to find that. It's possible, but he did make the weight. He did come in at 185. He was banging his chest saying that, this is how many years have I done this? How many years have I done this now?
Yeah, but we looked it up.
We'd like to remind Yoel Romero that 2 years ago in 2018, you missed weight twice, buddy.
Right.
One of those times you weren't available to win the title when you beat Luke Rockhold because you were overweight.
Right.
The next bout, you came in overweight when you fought Robert Whittaker. So, I mean, I don't know. That's where everyone's coming at.
When you have priors,
a beast of a man. Obviously has all types of accolades. Everyone's talking about Israel Adesanya. He was supposed to fight Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa had the next shot. He did not want to wait for Paulo Costa to be not injured. He specifically asked for Yoel Romero, saying that he wants to put it on his resume. He needs to have that notch in his belt. I don't see many people calling out Yoel Romero. I will give Stylebender at least the props on
No,
that.
we've actually had people say they'll fight everybody but Yoel Romero.
I'm excited for this fight. This is a matchup that is completely different styles. You got Stylebender, very long and lengthy. He's very dynamic with the kicks, very dynamic in his stand-up. Very elusive, very creative. Yoel Romero is obviously a strong grappler with some heavy hands.
Right.
I don't know who to call in this fight.
I'm going to say if it happens within the first 2 rounds, I'm going to go Yoel.
You're going to go Yoel?
And again, he doesn't have a cardio problem, but he starts losing power on the punches.
I think I'm just going to go Stylebender.
I'm going
to take Stylebender the whole way.
I'm going to take Yoel.
You're going to take Yoel?
That way we've got a true split.
True split decision. And on the main event, or the co-main event, you said you're taking Zhang, right?
Zhang,
We're both taking on that one.
Yeah.
Also, quick brief mention we had that while Joanna would continue to talk trash as she normally likes to do during the weigh-ins, or excuse me, during the stare downs and everything like that, finally Zhang kind of snapped and just told her, shut up. Just shut up.
Right.
Just shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up. Just constantly. Shut up. Like it was
Shut
great.
up. Shut up. Shut up.
So yeah, that's your big main card. Make sure that you check that out. That is UFC 248. That is going down live on pay-per-view tomorrow. That is Saturday. What is tomorrow? The 7th. Right? The 7th.
Yep.
And also, one last little note before we wrap up the show today. I'm sure some of you may have seen a video floating around the internet as of the last couple days. Local fighter Rich Treas seems to be doing well.
Oh, dude, on-the-spot reporter, active fighter.
Active commentary.
Commentary was on point.
Cameraman. He was on point. I've seen more defensive footwork in this single video from Rich Treas than I have in any of his fights. Not saying that Rich isn't a defensive fighter, but he's normally the aggressor.
Right.
In this one, I will say, Rich, congratulations, man. Your footwork was amazing.
What I was surprised by was how many women in the comments in multiple of the posts said, Rich, why didn't you just knock the bitch out? And it was coming from women.
This thing was all over the internet. It got taken down multiple times. It's still out there.
It is.
I'm letting you know it's still out there if you know where to look. If it's like something like crazyvideos.com or crazyshit.com or something like that. Might be coming to a episode of Ridiculousness. We don't know.
Yeah.
But it's still out there.
TMZ, I bet.
Ask
I
your
bet
friends,
it makes TMZ.
If you were from the local area in 209 and you have not heard about this video where this lady kind of went a little crazy, I'm sure somebody can point you to where it's at. Anyway, let's wrap it up. Hope you guys enjoy the fights. As always, we are brought to you by healthlabs.com. Healthlabs.com, providing you fast, affordable blood work for all MMA fighters for as low as $79. If you're a local fighter, have a fight coming up. I know there's a Chicken Ranch fight coming up next weekend. I would assume
14th.
You have your medicals already, but if you do not, let us know. They can get them to you 24, 72 hours. We will sponsor you for this from healthlabs.com. And coming to you live from the SinCal studios. Have a good night. We'll see you at the fights.
Oh, wait a minute. We're from Dependable Solutions. Innovating your business. Not to mention Walkie Craft. I know he's trying not to do it, but we'll still send business his way.
He doesn't want the business.
You know? Right? But who doesn't want the business? He don't want the business. And as always, like he said, there's the name right there. So you done? All right.
I was done a minute ago.
All right.